You mentioned that.
Yeah, okay. We are back here. I thought I was going to have for lunch, but I ran into my neighbor, so I'm bringing him up here. Bernard, you can put the headphones on. We're here with the legend, the former undisputed middleweight champion, former light heavyweight champion, Hall of Famer, the whole 9 yards, and
The oldest.
the oldest undisputed champion. There you go. It's Bernard Hopkins, if you guys haven't realized that. Bernard, what's happening?
The first champion of the full belt era.
First, yeah.
When I beat Oscar. So y'all, you can't leave out these special historic accolades and accomplishments because, first of all, I'm doing great. It's a disservice not only to humanity, but it's a disservice to the future that's not even here yet to be able to go over the history of those. Like I go over the history of Sugar Ray Robinson and the great Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson and so on and so on. So I like to, make it clear from now on, before the new year kick in or the new chapter of the year kick in, is that people have to understand introductions is, it's not everything, but it lays a ground on what this individual or team have accomplished that no other team have accomplished yet. And I think it's important that I leave no special accolades and accomplishments that's been accomplished by only set few people need to be at least addressed or mentioned to the point of history. Not for actually yourself, not for actually me, your audience, and the future that's going to come way after we dead in our grave.
I will say this.
Correct?
I know. I agree with everything you're saying, but if I did read all your accomplishments, we'd be here till Thursday.
Well, let's be here to Thursday.
So you're always down here at the WBA Convention. How you liking it so far this weekend? We got 5 inches of snow, though, so I think we're in the right place.
I'm in Florida a lot. Matter of fact, when I, depart here Tuesday, I'll be headed to Florida. Where my residence, as far as not, 12 months out of a year, but when it snows, I normally get out of the East Coast before the snow hits the ground. I did this time, but it was to come here and then make the next stop. But to your point, I checked the cameras out. Yeah, I know the weather. It came up on my phone and all that, but we got, I think, 4 or 5 inches.
Like that,
we got hammered.
Yeah.
And, it's about time. Think about it.
We haven't had a good snowstorm
in December. We didn't have a good snow in, I'll say, a year and a half or close to 2 years.
Yeah.
So when you see a little snow, understand that it's time to slow down a little bit and just about everything going outside and doing things we used to do when it's not snowing or not messy out there.
I know you like to ride your bike around town. You can't do that in the snow. Or
well,
can you?
No,
Yeah.
I can't. But, one thing I can do in the snow is, mess around and do some odd work that I normally don't do when I have idle time or free time. But you know what? Life is good, so life brings snow, let it snow. If it bring rain, let it rain. But as long as you're here to feel it, see it, and be like, thank God I'm here, or thank Allah that I'm here, then there's a blessing. But yeah, I mean, there's no more those type of complaints from a 60 plus, right? 61 in January. Hold up, January 15th. So how many weeks I got? Right, do the math. Yeah, 4 weeks.
We're a month from tomorrow.
Correct. So listen, when you get to certain stage of life, age, you understand the wise ones, the understandable ones. You understand that things that we used to be concerned about, even myself, I'm guilty, I don't worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
If it's going to snow for 30 days and 30 nights, let it snow.
No, I
Get your damn shovel and a bag of salt.
I hear you. I have a 15-month-old baby, so we just stay in the house.
You already know. You're getting the taste of it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So
baby ain't 2 yet.
To be 2 in August.
Watch what happened at the 2.
Well, she's almost starting to walk, so I'm watching what's going to happen
So
next week.
when a 2-year-old start to walk, when a 2-year-old start to walk, you start to run.
Yes.
So get ready to run.
They call them the terrible twos, don't
You
they?
got to run behind them, right? That's what
Yeah.
that's the run I'm talking about. The run where you got to run and chase them because they running so far away like they don't even know you.
That's what I've been told. That's what I'm told. Can we get a close-up of this shirt? He's got an unbelievable he's got a real cool shirt. That's the 1984, the greatest United States Olympic team with Biggs and Breland and Pernell Whitaker and who am I missing here? Biggs, Breland, Holyfield. That's unbelievable.
Nobody you missing.
Yeah.
This is the 1984.
That's a cool. I'm a guy who collects boxes.
This is the 1984 Olympic team, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Nobody's missing on a shirt, or wouldn't be
Yeah.
the 1984 legitimate shirt.
Yeah. No,
So this is a classic. And by the way, Case, again, we talked about history, or at least I talked about history. Two of these individuals on this Olympic team, which I think is the greatest team that we had, and people will debate that. And it's a good debate. If you look at the Olympic team, 2 or 3 Olympic teams that we had in the last 50-plus something years. Look, Terrell Biggs and Meldrick Teller. Philadelphia. Olympic team. Let me ask you a question. When have you ever seen in any Olympic era?
Two guys from the same city.
Correct.
Yeah, no, you know what?
See.
Well, if anyone knows.
Most people even the scholars, so-called, in boxing, these are trivial questions that I'm asking. And look, I only boxed for 30 years, 3 decades, and take the sweet science in and out of the ring seriously, severely. These things are important to me. I'm not saying it should be important to you, which I know it is, and yourself, but I say it's important that we know our history in any capacity. You know your history, not just sports, your culture, who you are. If you don't know who you are, who can you be? Let me say that again. If you don't know who you are, then who can you be?
Exactly.
You lost. You must know history.
Speaking of history, this is the 104th convention of the WBA, and I know you've had a long relationship, friendship with the Mendozas. Talk about the WBA and the Mendozas.
The Mendozas like family to me. Gilberto has always been a person behind and right next to his father, God rest his soul, when he was living, a senior. And he's been educated and groomed well from being around the boxing on all aspects, all surfaces of the game. So WBA's in a great position, in good hands with a trustworthy and honest, with the iron fist if you have to, but with an open hand if you have to. And that's kind of really to do it consistently, year by year, and take the historic platform that was basically there for him to seize and to be able to take it to the next generation, which he have, is a remarkable challenge and also a remarkable achievement. So to me, that's not only family to all, I would say, to boxers. To me, I can speak for me, but I would say you want that in a president and in a leader of that organization to be able to make it better than it was or greater than it was before. And that is what was established, to take the baton and go.
Obviously, you mentioned, you're an undisputed champion. So your relationships with all the organizations, but it's safe to say, like you said, you consider Mendoza more family than maybe the other 3 that you come down here every year?
I look at all the sanctioning body as being family once you establish their titles and defend it 20 times like I have done. Now, I must say, you like that answer. See, I got around that, right? Because to me, I'm going to tell you one thing and one thing for sure. In my case, very few are, but there's some that has the same type of DNA and resume. When you representing an organization for so many title fights, defenses, and established great respect amongst the organizations. Whether you disagree on one account or agree on another account, that's part of the relationship. It happens in a husband and wife relationship, just like girlfriend and boyfriend's relationships. When you have that chemistry for that long and that success for that long, then it's hard for me. I'm only speaking for me. It's hard to not inject that type of mentality as a family, even with disagreements, even with agreements, because that what makes it authentic, that you're going to speak and stand up for what you need to stand up for. But in the same token, the rules are the rules, and sometimes the rules can be negotiable to the point where it's fair to myself and my opponent, or the other way around. So these things is not going to make every solution happy or every person happy, but in the same token, most, if not, people can go to sleep or can shut that book or that chapter and say, look, I made the right decision.
You see, this is why I love that he's a Philadelphia resident. I was allowed to, and I did. These answers are so good. I wrote him in for mayor. I did. Because, I mean, we don't have good politicians in Philadelphia. You know that.
But the catch-22 to that, I didn't win. You're supposed to got your friends and your friends' friends to come. Well, but I appreciate all your support, because I always say it again. Me and you always had massive conversations, but we also had disagreements.
Absolutely.
But guess what? The next day, you're like, yo, you're going to get a coffee?
Yeah.
Remember the coffee? Whether it was on Locust Street in Philadelphia or whether it was in New York City or anywhere in the world.
I'm going to tell you a great story real quickly right here. And we got to wrap up. We were here like 3 years ago. I'm eating my pancakes by myself. Someone comes, takes my plate. I look, it's him, because you were eating with us. And then he starts yelling at me for putting sugar on my pancakes.
Powdered sugar.
Yeah.
And I paid for the bill.
But he did.
I got to run.
Bernard, thank you so much. The great Bernard Hopkins, thank you very much for joining us. There you have it. Thank you so much.
The ring.
And then, see, Bernard Hopkins joined us. He's got to go to a meeting, but he gave us a few minutes of his time. What a great opportunity. Thank you very much for joining us. And if we can round someone else up, we'll be back. Keep going. They want me to keep going. There may be someone else in here that they may want me to interview. But Bernard Hopkins was just terrific in his thing. 31-0 Philadelphia Eagles now. Wow. Bernard, so again, I mean, look, we've had Bernard Hopkins, we've had Pinklin Thomas, we've had Rolly Romero in terms of fighters, promoters, Leon Margulies, Joe DeGuardia, Eric Botcher, matchmaker, Christopher Young, referee, Peter Zimbor, promoter as well. So we're going to see who else we can get over the next little bit. John Musionis doing an unbelievable job, not only producing this, directing this, bringing in the guests. So it was just a great so far. A couple of days here at the WBA Convention at the Caribe Royale in beautiful Orlando, Florida. So check some football scores again. Just this called Phil, 31-0 Eagles with 11 minutes to go in the game. How did they score the last touchdown? A.J. Brown scores a touchdown. A.J. Brown doing well today. He actually, Dallas Goedert, looks, he's got 2 touchdowns today. So that's my main score. Patriots beating the Bills 24-21, Jaguars 38-13 over the Jets, Texans 30-7 over the Cardinals. Got more stuff going on. Commanders beating the Giants 22-14, 17-0 Ravens over the Bengals. Joe Burrow, more problems. 13-13 Chargers, Jets, and the Bears beating the Browns 21-3. John, are we gonna?
I'm just admiring how good you look on with the right camera.
John Musionis really knows how to dress me up good. he has the lipstick to me being a pig. So just kidding. So I think we're going to wrap up for right now. If we find anything in the next half hour or so, we'll be back on. But thank you to everyone who's joined us over the last couple of days. And hopefully we'll talk soon. If not, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, Marc Abrams on YouTube, Abrams Boxing on Facebook.